I pray that you're doing great in this day. I pray that wherever you're at, it's not raining, it's not snowing, because in Chicago, anything could happen. But I just pray that you're doing well at this time, and I just pray the blessing of God upon your life. Before we even get into this, I want you to share this with someone. Let someone know what you're watching. This has really been a real big blessing. And even speaking with people in the church, they're like, hey, Pastor, thank you for that video, and thank you. And look, if I see you at church and you saw the video and it blessed you or you liked it, let me know. If you didn't like it, I don't want to hear it, okay? I don't want to hear it at all. But if you liked it, let me know that you liked it, because it's always good to have that conversation. And as we continue bringing more things into your life, we want to know, okay, you know what? These are some areas that we should focus on more, and all of those things. So it's been great. So we've been talking about making room for a change, making room for God to do something in our life. And last week we talked about, that is dedication, just really dedicating our life to God and just really surrendering it to God. And today we're talking walking like Christ. So number 2, walking like Christ. We are here to be followers of Jesus Christ. And the thing is, being a follower of Jesus Christ doesn't mean that you're going to be perfect or that you have it all figured out. It means that you're willing to go forward and do what maybe someone else wasn't willing to do. You know that there's so many people that are moving in life and working in life, and the reality is, it's like God called them to do something and they accepted the call. But then you have other people that God called them to do something, and maybe they were afraid. Maybe they just thought, you know what, there's no way I'm gonna be able to do that. Even in my life, I've even felt that at times. Like, when I feel that God's giving me a mission or directing me in a certain way, when I start thinking a little bit too much about it, I'm like, okay, there's no way that I'm gonna be able to do this. But I believe that there is a God that we serve that can help us make a way, even if we're not able to see it. If we start kind of like diving into walking like Christ, it means that we need to start making adjustments in our life and make room so that the garbage that's been holding us down, that it takes a back seat and we start moving forward. In Matthew chapter 10, verse 24 through 25 says, a disciple is not above his teacher, nor a servant above his master. It is enough for a disciple that he be like his teacher and a servant like his master. If they have called the master of the house Beelzebub, how much more will they call those of his household? We're seeing here something very important, that we can never forget those that invested in our life. We need to learn how to honor those who invested time, who invested maybe something that you didn't know, and they took you under their wing and they started teaching you. I will always be eternally grateful for my parents, my grandfather when he was teaching me math, and all of those things. I'll say this, it wasn't always fun when my grandfather was teaching me math, because he was like, if I got it wrong, he was either gonna pinch me or he was gonna hit me with the stick, with the pencil or something. And I was just like, come on, abuelo, but that's how I learned the math. And I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. So when we start looking at this, it is enough for a disciple that he be like his teacher and a servant like his master. If we're learning something from someone, one of the greatest things that we can do to keep it going forward is to be able to grab those lessons and make it a part of our life. We need to honor those that have invested in our life. If I'm making room to grow in my life, I cannot forget who invested in my life. Let me say that again. If I'm looking to make room in my life to grow, to do greater things, I can never forget those that invested in my life. There's so many people that are so entitled, and they just think like, well, you had to do that. No, people make a decision if they want to impart into your life. People make a decision if they want to help you in a certain area. And the honest truth is this: sometimes when people get a new trade, or they learn something, or they were taught something by someone else, they start thinking that they're the original ones, and they're not. We cannot forget what your mom and your dad did. Who you are today has so much to do with how your parents raised you, in the good and even in the bad at times. But sometimes we need to imitate what we see to find ourselves. Like if you're starting a new business, you're gonna probably imitate some of the procedures that other businessmen and businesswomen or companies have done, because you're like, you know what? They have success, and what is it that they did? That's why success books are some of the books that sell the most, because people are constantly trying to find out what made that person successful. If Elon Musk says, this is what's going to make you successful, I can assure you there will be millions following that and saying, I'm going to do it exactly like he said it, because they believe that. That's why people go to these self-help seminars. They go to all these other different things because they're believing there might be a nugget that I may be able to receive to make me better. So make sure that you imitate not the bad behaviors that people have. Learn, please learn from people's bad behaviors, but don't imitate their bad behaviors. So make sure that you imitate what is good and acceptable unto God. What is good, not what makes you feel good, because sometimes the things that make you feel good are not always a great thing. I was dropping the kids off at school, and I'm dropping the kids off, and when I look, there's this donut truck, and I'm just like, and they're selling donuts on the street, and I was just like, they have those really good donuts there, because I've been there before. And I was like, no, I'm not doing it. I passed up that. I tried to speed up past the donut truck, because I was like, Nisaac, don't do this to yourself. Don't do this to yourself. Don't do this to yourself. And the thing is, when we start looking at this, bad habits come in pairs. It's one day the donut, another day it's gonna be a box of donuts, another day it's gonna be Twinkies, it's gonna be this. It's just, it always comes in pairs. It's almost like when you have a problem that comes out, and then all of a sudden you start solving the problem, then all of a sudden you have another problem. They come in pairs. So when we look at this, that word that is kind of like a funny one, Belzebub, you know, if I say it in Spanish, means the devil. The devil is always trying to sidetrack you from what you are going to do and even what you're about to achieve. The enemy always wants to stop you from being able to move forward, but we have to hold on and just say, okay, you know what? I'm going for it, and I'm gonna be able to see a change. We cannot continue to follow the ways of this earth, and we cannot continue to follow what everyone else is saying. Oh, this is what you need in your life. And the reality is, it might not be what you need in your life. It might just be what everyone else thinks you need in your life. But how about we start finding what God sees that we need in our life? Let us be lovers of God, not lovers of things. Don't ever become a slave of the things that you own. Okay? Like it says, like some people say, oh, the love of money is money is bad because people love. No. It's the love of money is the root of all evil. And a lot of times what people do is they forget the rest of the scripture. You can use money. Money is a great servant, but a terrible master. Family, I encourage you, don't allow the world and the perspective of other people that are not being led by God to destroy how you look at life and how you want to continue moving forward. Don't let the perspective of other people that you see on Instagram, how they're living their life, to put a pressure over your life to make you feel like you're not doing enough. Look, do what God called you to do and continue moving forward. Be a lover of God, not a lover of things. I love you. Be blessed.